A life and legacy that changed the world, a relentless pursuit of justice, and a message still heard today.
Now, 50 years after Martin Luther King Jr.'s death, we honor the man who made a lasting impact on the fight for civil rights in all of our lives.
It feels like his message is still within our society.
Tonight, from Memphis to Dr. King's hometown here in Atlanta and all over the country, people marched, rallied, and prayed, honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his life, legacy, and the effort to continue the work he started.
I thank God that he lived. He taught us how to live. He taught us how to stand up, to be brave, courageous, and bold, and to never give up.
Well, half a century after he was killed, Dr. King's legacy can be felt in every country, every corner of the nation and the world. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sine Simpson.
And I'm Buck Lanford in for Tom Haynes. This evening, 50 years ago today at 7:01 p.m., shots rang out at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, killing civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr.
Now, Dr. King was in Memphis to join striking sanitation workers. He was helping them fight peacefully for better pay and improved working conditions.
We have team coverage of the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's death, and Fox 5's Deidre Dukes joins us live from Memphis with a look at the remembrances there. Deidre?
A moving scene here at the National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel here in Memphis. You have a sea of people, thousands who have gathered here this afternoon for this special wreath-laying ceremony to pay tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the 50th anniversary of his assassination here at the Lorraine Motel. Now, I'm going to move out of the way. This ceremony got underway just about 45 minutes ago, and as my photographer Tim Whaley pans the crowd, just to give you an idea of just how many people are packed here into the courtyard from all walks of life, different backgrounds coming together to pay tribute to this great civil rights icon. There is black draping right now at the balcony where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated at 6:01 Central Time here at the Lorraine Motel. Of course, Dr. King was here in Memphis 50 years ago in support of striking sanitation workers. And today you have some of those who were fighting for their rights here in the crowd, along with religious leaders and entertainers. We have a choir comprised of HBCU choral students here paying tribute as well. Also, Reverend Jesse Jackson here among the crowd gathered here today to pay their respects to this great civil rights leader. He, of course, was here on that tragic day, that tragic evening when Dr. King was shot by a sniper as he stood out there on the balcony. Just really has been an emotional day overall. The tribute here starting at around 10 a.m. and then going throughout the day, as well as a second event going on some miles from here, a march and a rally. Now, that was something that was held by many of the labor unions, not only here in Memphis, but across the country. Some union workers, even from Atlanta, traveling here to Memphis because Dr. King was, of course, fighting for the working man, for socioeconomic issues, as well as for racial equality. We are awaiting the actual laying of the wreath, and we will continue to cover this ongoing tribute to Dr. King and have a live report again for you here in Memphis at 6 o'clock. For now, reporting live from the National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Touching tribute indeed, Deidre, thank you. Earlier today, thousands of people rallied in Memphis and then marched through the streets. The police department estimated as many as 10,000 people took part, including Martin Luther King III, Reverend Al Sharpton, and Ambassador Andrew Young. Some of the marchers walked arm in arm, while others held signs saying, "I am a man," in honor of the 1968 sanitation workers' strike that King was supporting at the time of his death.
Well, here in Dr. King's hometown of Atlanta, we're also remembering his legacy. Church services and wreath layings are taking place all over the city over the next couple of hours. Fox 5's Marissa Mitchell is live near historic Ebenezer Baptist Church with a look at how people are paying tribute. Marissa.
Sine, it's a somber day for many families, but also a beautiful one as they reflect upon the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And you just said it, there are several programs scheduled to happen throughout the day and evening, including one scheduled within the next 15 minutes inside of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. Let's take a live look there as people gather for that service here in Atlanta. Now, all of these events all day and all week center on honoring the life and the legacy of Dr. King, a civil rights icon who lived and died in his fight for social, racial, and economic equality. Now, I've spent this afternoon speaking with families here from Atlanta as well as those out of town who took time out to visit the church, his crypt, as well as the King Center. They tell me it's something particularly special about being able to reflect upon his life, where he preached, as well as where he grew up.
It's a spiritual home of sorts. It's a place to come to be reminded of the work that you do and how it's gone on for generations and generations, and we're just the next generation picking up the mantle, and hopefully the next one.
And he talked there about passing along to different generations the stories as well as the history about Dr. King. I also had the opportunity to speak with people who say they remember where they were at the time of his death and what was happening. So I'll put that together for Fox 5 News at 6. Also show you another wreath-laying ceremony that's scheduled to happen in that hour. That's latest here at the King Center. Marissa Mitchell, Fox 5 News.
Looking forward to seeing that, Marissa. Thank you. The King Center hosted the MLK Jr. Nonviolent Peace Prize ceremony this morning. The ceremony honored people committed to preventing violence in their communities through social justice, human rights, and civil liberties. The prize is the King Center's highest award, and it also recognizes achievements in the eradication of poverty and racism.
Well, in Washington, D.C., thousands of people marched in silence to a prayer service held by the National Council of the Churches of Christ. Now, many people carried signs calling for an end to racism. They prayed and reflected on King's message, which remains a testament to his long-lasting pursuit of justice. Now, we're going to have continuing coverage of tonight's event honoring Dr. King. We'll bring you the wreath laying at the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, as well as at the crypt. That'll be live on fox5atlanta.com and on our Fox 5 Atlanta Facebook page.